بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم رب زدني علما.
The first one is lack of experience. Obviously, if you don't have experience, then you will really face a challenge. Now, the second thing is expectations, industry expectations. Now, in terms of industry expectations, there are two categories are divided into. The first one is the challenges, the expectations from the freshers. Okay, and the second thing is the expectations from the experienced people. Okay, so fresher and graduates means, let's say you just passed out into 2023 and you have around 6 months maximum gap. That's where you actually land, 6 months to 1 year max. Some companies will consider 1 year also. You can say like, I'm doing these courses, that courses, and I was learning, but that's a maximum. If you have anything more than 1 year, 1+ years of experience, then obviously you fall in this category. And that's where the challenge comes. You cannot simply say I'm sitting in my home and managing my business, family business, those kind of things. That's something to some extent you can manage if you have skills. But that's where, if you have a gap, okay, that's where the problem. Okay, I'll just come to the questions. There are a few questions here. Let me just take down them in the last. Okay. So now the real challenge is the fresher graduates, okay, and the experienced people. So first, let's start with the fresh graduates. If you're just graduated, then what they expect is there are three things they expect. The first one is you must have a strong, what we can say, strong foundational skills. Now, strong foundational skills includes like the core networking concepts. So whatever the concepts you learn, basically the networking concepts. If you're applying for network engineer role, then they expect you to have a good network engineering concepts. If you're applying for network security engineer role, then they expect you to have a good security concepts as well. Okay, so the core concepts they expect you should have a solid understanding of network concepts and security concepts. And the next thing, you need to have the idea about the configurations, because you will be doing the configurations, let's say the routing configurations or switching configurations. So all these configurations you should be in a position to do that. Okay, that's another thing. And understanding the protocol. So basically, you need to have a good, in summary, you can say good knowledge of different networking protocols if you're applying as per the courses, whatever you learn. Okay. So the next thing, adaptability to learn quickly, because most of the time freshers, they don't have any experience. Even the companies know that. But what they see is you need to have a good understanding of the concepts. That's the first thing. And maybe you should be in a position to learn quickly. Because if they see that you are a good learner and you have a good problem solving skills, like they do some analytical skills testing, some questions on that, and you are ready to take up some entry level roles as a junior engineer, or maybe you get into some internship, ready to get into some internship program or some 2 years bond where you are ready to learn and work, then probably that is something what they expect. Okay, so you should be, because at the end, if you're a fresher, the companies don't expect much unless just you have a basic uh, skills. But what they do is they will invest on you for next 2 3 years to make you to learn and work. And for that, what they do, they obviously go for a specific bond for 2 to 3 years, where they expect you to have, okay, we are going to train you, we'll provide you some certifications, we'll use a training to you, we'll teach you how to do all these things. But at the end, you should be ready to sign a bond for next 2 3 years. You'll be working for the same company for so and so salary, these kind of things. Okay, so this is how your initial role will be. Okay, now if you can find a better option, that you can choose, but this is something many people go with this. Depending upon what profile you have, you also need to check that as well. And of course, the soft skills also plays an important role, like communication skills, time management, how good you are in attending those kind of things. Also, they will see time management. Managing the time effectively is also important for balancing multiple tasks. Okay. Also, they will also keep an eye on detailed, like generally they also see something like avoid any kind of errors or misconfigurations that will lead to network issues. So how good you are in attention in detail, that's also one thing they will check. Okay. So but again, majority, if you are an experienced, like majority are experienced, because majority of the people come to us, come to me, generally are having 2+ years of experience or 2+ years of gap, those kind of things. Again, how to manage that, we'll see it. I think we just started. I will come back to that as well. Now, the expectations for experienced professionals is the main thing. What they expect is the experience. This is the main thing. Okay, because once you say you're just graduated and you have 3 to 4 years of gap, 3 to 4 years of experience, that's something what they do. Of course, the technical skills is the first thing. They'll expect you to have a good technical knowledge, technical skills like CCNA, whatever the job profile. I'm not getting into job profile. If you just see any job you're applying, just see the job description. In that job description, they will mention the skill set. So if you're good at that skill set and you're good at some troubleshooting, they only see these things, the real world experience and real world troubleshooting. Okay. Because in the freshers, they don't see this thing. They know, they don't have experience. But if he's a good learner, they will definitely take him and teach him. That's how it goes. And the other thing is, they will also see the integration. In terms of integration and interoperability, they will see whether you are capable of managing multi-network, multi-vendor environments. Like you generally see Cisco, Juniper, and Fortinet, different firewalls in different sites. So now they will see your knowledge in different systems, how you're able to work on different platforms. And sometimes there will be some compatibility issues. They will also see that. Okay. And also they will also see some other things like cross disciplinary knowledge. This is basically relating to other things like communication skills. If you have good communication skills, that can be an advantage if you're already working in a different area. Let's say you work in a different area into some other thing, like maybe you have a good soft skills, you have a good other skill set might be considered, but generally it is more like, like one example, let me tell you about this. Let's say you have an experienced network engineer working for a company where he is responsible for understanding the network. At the same time, he also know how this application works, because he also worked on some network monitoring application, or maybe some application like IP cam recording or those kind of things. That is an additional skill set. Okay, so the other things, like it includes like maybe some knowledge of security profile, those kind of things. Additional skills like leadership, mentoring, soft skill, these are all additional things. So the main part is this. This is the first main part. If you have good technical skills, if you have a good experience and a good troubleshooting skill, this is enough to crack the interview. Okay. Anything above that is always the bonus. If you have a good soft skills, obviously to express your clear the interview, soft skills, communication skills plays an important role. And if you have a good leadership skill, then you might become a project lead and do the operations. If you have a good decision making, these are all additional skill set that will vary from individuals.